Yeah. So picture I had this dream, right? That I walked into this office building and a receptionist came downstairs and said, D1, your party is ready upstairs. So I hop off the elevator and I see Jay-Z, 50 Cent, and Lil Wayne sitting at a round table. I hope they hear me. Look. What up, Jay? What up, Fifth? What up, Weezy? I'm D. I appreciate y'all for having this conversation with me. I know that I'm the brokest person in the room, yo. But money don't matter here because I'm rich with ideas. First off, I grew up listening to all of y'all. From the block is how to get rich to Blueprint, I bought it all. I paid 20 for the block is how that Peaches went. And hope I bought volume 2 because I love money ain't a thing. Fifth, you had it locked in high school. You the reason I stopped buying Ja Rule. But I graduated from that train of thought, so that's why I'm here today. Not to fuss, but to talk. Here we go, love.
Hi, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World, and you know I love hip-hop, and you know I really love artists that are not just brilliant, but who are able to use their brilliance in a way that inspires the kind of message that makes all of us just stronger black people all the way around, whatever that means. And I'm here with an artist that I can't really put into words just the way his music affected me when I first heard it. This is D1. He is an artist. From what I understand, he's out of New Orleans, right? From the Big Easy. Is that
Yes,
where you're from?
sir. 504.
Okay. And you know, I'm just gonna start off with the fact that you know I'm a fan, and I just think that that song you did with Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, what was it, and Jay-Z. I instantly put it as one of the top 5 or 10 videos in hip hop history. Now I want to start with that. Now, first of all, I don't have the name of the song right in front of me. What's the name of it again?
It's called J50 and Weezy.
J50 and Weezy. In the video, last time I saw it, had almost 1 million views on YouTube.
Correct.
Okay. And now let me ask you. I want to start off by asking you just specifically about that particular project. You know, what was the thinking behind the creation of that song, that video? You know, what were you seeking to say?
Well, when I wrote that song, I was a middle school teacher at the time, and I was a middle school math and life skills teacher, and I was putting an album together. That song was a part of a project called David and Goliath that I put together, and this was years ago, the original version of that song. And I needed a song that really spoke to the artist directly, because I saw every day as I taught these students, I saw how much they looked up to hip hop artists, and these are their role models nowadays. Like, hip hop artists are their role models. So I said, either the artists are unaware of the power that their voice really has, you know, with their listeners, or they're aware of it, but they just find a way to skirt around the issue, and they kind of dodge, you know, the ball, so to say, so that they don't really have to be held accountable for the message in their music. So I said, if I could talk directly to the source, and I picked 3 influential artists who I know are smart, Jay-Z, 50 Cent, and Lil Wayne, because not only are they artists, but they have empires built around them. Jay-Z has a multitude of other business ventures. Lil Wayne has a flourishing record label and other ventures that he's a part of, and so does 50 Cent. So I said, man, if I had a chance to speak to him, I wouldn't be like, hey, man, can y'all sign me or listen to my demo, that type of stuff. I would really want to talk to them about the message that they're conveying in their music. So that's what it was. It's the little kids' faces who I had to look at every day in the classroom as I taught them, and me seeing that, dang, the music y'all listening to is directly shaping the way you view the world or what you prioritize in life. And that's why I did the song.
You know, that's interesting you say that, man, because you know there are a lot of people out here who will consistently argue, oh, it's just music. You know, music don't make me go out and, you know, commit a crime. It don't make me go out and kill nobody. It doesn't affect the life I choose to live. You know, you're being too serious about it. And of course, you know, I don't agree. In fact, I interviewed a psychologist the other day who talked about the way music affects your subconscious. You know, if you're repeating a verse, I always use the Lil Wayne song "Gun Walk" as an example. And it's funny, I pick Lil Wayne not because I dislike him or think he's bad, but because I see that genius that you talk about. I mean, I think he's one of the most brilliant artists in the world. And I said, okay, so if you look at the song Gunwalk, and it's a brilliant cadence, but it's like shoot that nigga, kill that nigga, put a toe tag on that nigga. And I said, so what happens when you have a little kid that's repeating something like that over and over and over again, and it affects their subconscious mind? So, so you're saying that you disagree with that it's more than music. That music, affects culture, the way kids think, the way they, the choices they
Yeah,
make. What do you think?
it's way more than music. And any artist, I'm mature enough at this point to look any artist in the face, no matter how many albums they've sold, no matter how many millions they got in the bank, and tell them that it's way more than music. And they're a liar if they say anything. They're either a liar or they're, sadly mistaken, and they're ignorant if they feel that it's not anything more than just music. Now, if you're a professor, you could say, no, this is just a job, and all I have to do is teach this subject matter, and that's it. And if the students retain the knowledge or not, that's not on me, or whatever they view me as a professor. If it's a potential role model, or if it's a person who can set an example to possibly make them want to go down the same route you've gone in your life, you could argue whether or not that's your responsibility to set a good example versus just teaching the lesson. But the truth is, anything you do in life where you have a platform and other people are looking, we do have a responsibility to those people, and we do set an example as far as what path they would choose to take in their lives. So yeah, man, I know how influential it is. I mean, hip hop it's definitely been indirectly the cause of the death of a few of my best friends. I know it because when they were, I guarantee you that when my friend got killed in a drive-by shooting, I guarantee you they weren't blasting gospel music on the radio as on their way to go and find my boy and shoot him. I guarantee you they weren't blasting a love song on the way to go, like shoot my partner 4 times and kill him. I guarantee you they weren't blasting D1 either. Talking about be real, be righteous, be relevant. It puts you. There's a soundtrack to everything we do in life, from falling in love to celebrating after we graduate, to having anger and channeling it, in violent ways. There's a soundtrack to everything, and I'm on the other side of the fence now, to where I'm one of the people creating that soundtrack. So my other co-workers and peers who create these soundtracks, other artists, I'm knowing how influential we are.
How old are you?
27.
27, okay. And, and so you're not that much younger than Lil Wayne. And you live in New Orleans. A lot of the artists have relationships with each other. After you make this song and as you do your thing, do you ever cross paths with these guys from Cash Money?
Yes.
What's that like?
So it's interesting, man. And I know, I know God allows things to happen for a reason. So Cash Money has so many members who are either directly or indirectly, affiliated with them. So no one ever whose path I crossed ever directly confronted me about the song in a negative way, because to be honest with you, they know that everything I said is true. Everything. And you have to understand that it's the type of culture over there to where just because you're on board, just because you're on that ship, that don't mean you agree with everything that the captain of that ship is doing. So there's people who are over there who probably, deep down agree with what I'm saying, but they might not be the ones to speak up because they have a paycheck on the line. They have their livelihood on the line. Because if you go against the boss, you might fool around and not have a job, or you might not have that salary that you get paid that supports your family anymore. But me, I'm not tied into that. So I have good relationships with several members of Cash Money. And the interesting part about this is a little bit after I put the song out, a few months, they actually reached out to me. Not Lil Wayne directly, but Slim, who, there's Baby and Slim, who are the CEOs of Cash Money. Slim reached out, and me and Slim were talking back and forth for several months. They were trying to sign me to Cash Money. Right.
Whoa.
Yeah, they were trying. No. And he flew me to Miami, put me up in the hotel, put me in the studio where they do all their recording at, And Boyce is crazy. I don't like I said, God has a plan that sometimes we don't understand. Through all of my being in the city with them, being at the studio where they record, when I tell you I never directly through me talking with Slim on the phone every day on this iPhone right here, every day for like 5 or 6 months, he'll be calling me, I'll be calling him. Um when I tell you I never directly crossed paths with Lil Wayne, now one time, it's amazing to me because
Wow.
he was probably in the same studio where they had me doing some recording at, all this type of stuff. So I don't know. I guess I think the fact that I never crossed paths with Lil Wayne while they were kind of courting me to sign with Cash Money, I think it's a sign that whenever we do finally meet, it's not destined to just be a quick "What's up, man? I'm D. What's up? I'm Lil Wayne," and then we go our separate ways. I think it's destined to be a real sit down, a real hey man, like let's talk. Let's get coffee real quick. Let's
Wow.
get lunch and really talk about some real stuff. And Lord willing, man, I'm really praying that that is the opportunity I get because at this point I know that I've been placed in hip hop to impact people's lives, but not just fans, but possibly artists' lives as well, man. Artists who I could wake up, and pick their brand and challenge, the way they view life and hip hop and their platforms. So, yep, I didn't end up signing with them though. Obviously, I didn't sign with them, and
Why not?
because um, it didn't feel right in my spirit.
Mm.
It just didn't, and you know, I couldn't put a I couldn't put my finger on it. It's not like they weren't gonna offer me money. Of course, they were gonna offer me money. Of course, I'm not a millionaire, so of course it would have been like, this is cool. I could probably do some good with this, but it didn't feel right in my spirit, and I never make decisions solely based on money because I could take $100 bill right now and tear it up, and then it's worthless. You can't do that with your integrity. You can't tear integrity up. You can't tear character up.
Well, you know what I like, man. What I respect something about you that that reflects an issue I have with myself. Um, when I get so outraged about what some of the music does to our kids, sometimes I lash out. When I wrote about Lil Wayne, I try to be respectful, but then there's a point when I start thinking, as you mentioned, thinking about dead friends, dead children, in the hood, and I get so mad that I just want to go on the attack. And what I liked about your song was that it's hard for them to watch that video and not walk away with some sort of appreciation and respect for you because you did a very good job of balancing between confidence and aggression with humility and respect for those artists. I mean, you start off telling Lil Wayne this ain't coming from a jealous dude,
Right.
and really kind of saying like, look, I'm not signed, I ain't
Right.
got no money, but I'm rich with ideas and I'm very confident in my message. So at the same time, while I will tell you that I walk with the people, my feet are on the ground. I have a type of power in my spirit that gives me the confidence to confront this issue
Yes.
without necessarily confronting you or hating you or attacking you. And I think that's a productive way to look at it because I had to be reminded of this. When I talked to after I had my little thing with Lil Wayne last year. I don't know if you saw any of it, but last year I wrote an article that was I believe a lot of people have told me it was responsible for causing Lil Wayne to lose his Mountain Dew contract, and that was
Really?
yeah, that was like, oh, you can look it up, you can Google it. It
Right.
was, I think the contract was like 20 something million, probably. I don't. They paid Beyonce 50 million, so I figured they paid Weezy at least 10, 20, whatever.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to take away another black man's money, but there's a point where you just kind of say, well, wait a minute, if you're making money from the death, from the genocide of our people, I can't support that. And really what bothered me the most is I said, here we got a situation where these big white corporations got black men trying to take each other out. And I feel that when you talk about all the black people going to prison, all the black kids getting shot in the street, the poverty, all the problems that our kids are going through, if anybody understands this, it would be Lil Wayne because he's living right in the middle of it. He raps about you know, his dead friends and the trauma he's gone through. So my argument would be, why not sometimes unleash your inner Tupac, which says, okay, look, you know, maybe I'm about thug life. Maybe I have some things to say that are not necessarily PG-13. Maybe I want to talk about women I've been with, but at the same time, I'm gonna also talk about some things that are gonna make the next generation situation better than my own. So I want to ask you this, because I know your time's valuable and I don't want to take a lot of it.
Yeah,
Tell me,
man, I appreciate this. Go ahead.
oh man, you know the honor, and the respect's all mine. But I know a man that's got to go out and make his money. Now speaking of making money, I want to ask you about you. You got a new mixtape out called Free Lunch and Sally Mae. Now tell me about that. Free Lunch and Sally Mae. Wait, what's that about?
Well, it's that's a metaphor for what I grew up around. Everybody I know, where we grew up at, in the Ninth Ward of New Orleans, grew up for the most part getting free lunch at school. So, in order to qualify for free lunch, man, your income, at the house you stayed at or the house you claim you stayed at to go to that school, had to be below a certain level. So you probably weren't overprivileged, if you were getting free lunch. So a lot of us grew up getting free lunch. And for those of us who made it through elementary and middle school and even high school and got to college, then, you get into a relationship with this girl named Sally Mae. And,
I dated the same girl.
yes, a lot of us have dated her, man. We all know. And I got in that relationship, but I actually got out of that relationship. I finished paying off Sally Mae a few months ago. I finished off, the last of my paying Sally Mae back. And I just wanted to do a mixtape that was reflective of that because I'm a former teacher, like I said. So education is intimately, a part of my brand, from being a student to actually teaching students to just being a student of life. So Free Lunch and Sally Mae is for anyone to relate to. And it's a free mixtape. It's available on a website, a very popular site called livemixtapes.com.
Livemixtapes.com. Okay.
Yes, sir. And it's free. You can stream it for free or you can download it absolutely free. And I put that out there, and that's a precursor to what I'm about to drop. So I don't know if you're aware, but I'm putting my first official, like commercial single out, and it's called Against Us, and it'll be coming out in about a month.
Okay.
Against Us. And then I'm putting an EP out, which is like a mini album, and I'm putting that out. That'll be for sale this fall. So a lot of the people, man, I feel very fortunate that people are asking me when I'm gonna put something out that they can buy. That means a lot, man, because they're like, we want to support you. Like we want to, support the mission. I had people who are waiting to buy a product from me. I had fans who made us put a donate button on my website, d1music.com, just so they could say, I downloaded the mixtape for free, but I still wanted to donate, something to the cause. So that's cool, man. That's cool, and I'm excited because the music is great, and I have high expectations for what God has in store for me, man. I know that if I was to never rap another song again, I know that I've changed some lives for the better at this point, and that means a lot. So the more I do wake up tomorrow morning, the morning after, healthy and with these creative thoughts to be able to make music, I'm gonna continue to do it in such a way that can entertain but also educate. So edutain people, that's my mission, and that's what I'm good at. So when a man finds what he's great at, that's his calling, especially if he's doing something positive with it. So our people need it, man. Our beautiful black people, men and women, need it. The young men need to know that they're kings, not thugs. And the women need to know that they're queens and not busted babies or just jump offs. Straight up. So D1 is here to help push that message out.
Well, I love it, man. When you talk about education, hip hop being used to educate, it reminds me of a couple of thoughts. One, it takes me back to KRS-One and that song "You Must Learn."
Hmm.
which I consider to be right there with yours as far as the best songs in hip hop history.
Hmm.
And and it made me think about just this idea of, if imagine you have millions of black kids reciting or repeating the chorus "You Must Learn" over and over again, or you look at Wototo from the Nile, it's a little girl group, and they had a song called "I Won't Quit." And the whole chorus is, no matter how hard life gets, I won't quit, I won't quit. And I found myself, when I heard that song, it was playing over and over in my head, and made me just think about, the power of these messages and how they affect the mind. And the other thought that came to mind when you were talking was Dr. Christopher Emdin, who you should look up. He teaches at Columbia University. He
Okay.
also uses it's EMDIN, and Chris uses hip hop to teach science, and he's real successful at it. I mean, the kids in the Bronx, because he's South Bronx, right, the birthplace of hip hop. So the kids love what he does, and he's literally taking straight F students and making them straight A students, because now they're associating science with something that they love. And he talks about how education and learning are taking place all the time, no matter what you're doing. Every time something goes into your mind, you're being educated. So when you turn on the radio, the song that you're listening to, if you're a child, it's describing a lifestyle, you're being educated. Just like NWA, in their first album, they were educating the rest of the country on what it was like to live in Compton. Like literally they were defining, a strawberry is a neighborhood. You remember that? Like,
Yeah.
so I remember listening to it and saying, wow, is this how people live in South Central? So the power of education, I think, is important. And what's interesting is artists, and I'm a professor, but I know that professors, preachers, and hip hop artists, we all do the same thing. We,
Yep.
we all have a message. We're all sharing the message. And
Yeah.
so, when I see artists who will talk as if they are victims or they're products of my environment, I'm only rapping about what I see. I'm only rapping this way because this is, what I am. My thought is, well, you're not really just a product of your environment. Now you are shaping your
There you
environment.
go, man.
So, so
That's perfect.
so
Yep.
keep that in mind. So what I'll say, man, is that I have hope for the brothers. I think not everybody's gonna get on board with it. I've had a lot of long conversations with artists. You remind me of some other guys I respect. Immortal Technique, Jasiri X. I talked to him just yesterday. Got him Yurima Karama, who did 20 years. He did 20 years on a drug and gun charge, but he used prison as his university, and now he's made some real good stuff. And just guys that really believe in what the power of hip hop can do. And I believe that this revolution is going to win, and I want to support you too, man. So anything I can ever do to help with your career, you got my information, man. So
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I get it because after this, I'm gonna definitely keep in touch. Do my people have your information, man? Because
uh,
I
you know what? I'm gonna give it to you myself. That
all
way
right.
we'll
Oh yeah,
have.
you can just press pause on this part of the. I know you don't want to put it out there to everybody.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Right after we done, man, I'll give you my number, my email, all of that. Because that's what we have to do. It's funny. Right after that Lil Wayne thing happened, it was interesting. That's why I was curious about what backlash you got on your song, because after my Lil Wayne thing happened, and I know that article caused him to lose the deal, because Mountain Dew literally cut the funding for his project right after my article came out, like 2 days later.
Dang.
And the thing was, I had a lot of people who were saying this was great. It's about time somebody shot something across the bow to get these dudes' attention. But then I had people that actually were critical. They came to me, Rhymefest out of Chicago. He
Yeah.
called me up and he said, well, Boyce, it's one thing for you to go after the artists that are not doing what they need to do, but you have to follow that up by supporting artists who are doing the right thing. And I said that's a good point, because I'm not an enemy of hip hop.
Right.
I mean, I love hip hop. It's the only music I've ever listened to in my whole life,
Right.
really.
Right.
And so I think supporting artists like yourself, and I'm talking to people who are listening, they got to buy your album. They got to give you money. They have to
Yeah.
support you. We got to build these empires so that we'll at least see balance. So that even if we have the music out there that's not what we need it to be, at least kids have a choice then. Because right now they just don't have a choice, and
Mhm.
that's the crime. Now I'm gonna let you get the last word. I thought that I was giving you the last word, but then I ended up rambling. But I was just excited to have a chance to talk to you, man, because I have been a huge fan. So last quick question: is there anything else you want people to know about you? Any other way people can support you?
I just want people to to follow the movement at this point. So on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, it's just my backslash, my URL is just at D1 Music on every social network. DEE, the number 1 music. And just, follow me, get in touch with the movement, keep me in your prayers and in your thoughts, and just know that I'm out here trying to do some good for our people. And other than that, get ready for this single, Against Us, which will be out in about a month, and the EP this fall. It's quite important that all the moral support and the verbal support that I have translates into people going out and purchasing the single for $1 or purchasing the EP for $5.99 or $6.99, whatever it's going to be. It's important to make a statement, to make a statement, because, they feel like people don't want to hear this, and that's because they said people aren't buying this type of music. So I'm here to prove them wrong, because I know people are down to buy it,
All right. Well, everybody, this is D1 out of New Orleans. You can support him at d1music.com, and it only costs you $1, $5, $6, whatever. Even if you don't listen to the song, even if you don't listen to hip hop, buy the brother's album. Let's support the artists that are doing the right thing. And I can tell you, if you are a fan of hip hop, you got to see that video. Jay, Weezy, and 50, among others. He's got a lot of other stuff, but this video is just one of the greatest and most creative videos of all time. And if you've seen any of my other interviews, you guys, know that I don't say this very often. This video is amazing. So thank you very much, D man. I really appreciate the chance to talk to you.
Appreciate it, fam.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Well, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World, and until we meet again, please stay strong, be blessed, and be educated. We are gone. Peace.
Yeah. So picture I had this dream, right? That I walked into this office building, and a receptionist came downstairs and said, D1, your party is ready upstairs. So I hop off the elevator, and I see Jay-Z, 50 Cent, and Lil Wayne sitting at a round table. I hope they hear me! Look, what up Jay, what up Fifth, what up Weezy, I'm D. I appreciate y'all for having this conversation with me. I know that I'm the brokest person in the room, yo, but money don't matter here because I'm rich with ideas. First off, I grew up listening to all of y'all. From the block is how to get rich to Blueprint, I bought it all. I paid 20 for the block is how that Peaches went, and hope I bought volume 2 because I love money ain't a thing. Fifth, you had it locked in high school. You the reason I stopped buying Ja Rule. But I graduated from that train of thought, so that's why I'm here today. Not to fuss, but to talk. Here we go, look. 50, you a marketing genius and you stupid rich. Let's come up with a scheme and get a game of super fix. I seen you slaughter the careers of other men, but they were all brother men, so that's just another win for the other team. Entertainment is what it seems, but black on black hatred is the underlying theme. Paid, powerful, and popular, you got it all. Use that to fight the real enemy and make them fall. Other rappers might not understand, but so what? The game probably got them bending over doing a toe touch. It's raping them. So Fifth, I know you got a heart, homie, I don't doubt you, but trust the movement, gon' move on with or without you. Lil Weezy, flow off the easy, but we don't feel your presence down in a Big Easy. Shouting out New Orleans at the Grammys, that's cool, but how about donating some cash money to help the schools? Wealth is cool, but not if you a selfish dude. Get at him, D. Nah, let's help this dude. Every statement that I yell is true, so take heed to it, Weezy. This ain't coming from no jealous dude. I know you're smart, son, you went to McMain. Now everything you say and do got kids trying to be Wayne. Friend or foe, it all depend on how you manage your talents. So what you gon' do? Step up or step down from the challenge? Young Hove, Jigga, H to the Izzo. It's truly an honor for me to meet you, my nizzo. It's impossible to belittle your impact on the game. You got the hottest chick in the world wearing your wedding ring. That's right. You know most of these little rappers is wet, they spitting poison, they hurting the culture, they holding us back. But I'm trying to see how you feel, cause when you speak, people listen. Do you agree with me, disagree, or you feeling different? With all that you done sold, now you can't afford to be lyrically Talib Kweli, but truthfully, you ain't got a rhyme like common sense. Just be down for the cause and don't ride the fence, you heard? Hey Hey man, hold up, but while I got y'all here right fast, let me look through my notebook to see. I was writing a rap about this same topic. I just didn't know y'all was gonna show up to the meeting today, you know. I know y'all busy. Hold up, Wayne, hold up. But you know, let me just, cause I'm still unsigned, so let me at least rap this for y'all. Hey, but my stuff on iTunes though. Right.
D1. Was that brother in suit in there?
D1, did you join the Illuminati?
Did you get signed? Remember Young Money?
Picture this, we got the blind leading the blind man. How stupid can we get? I just couldn't let it slide this time. Besides, my people need this, and I ain't on a major label, so they can't delete this. Let's go in. Now every rapper needs to lose their deals and earn them back. Most of them then let the industry take them and turn them whack. I be spitting from the soul so they feel you, boy. I want your ear and your heart like a million. Boy, stop snitching. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard of. That's why nobody spoke up when my dog got murdered. Everybody trying to stay true to the rules. Forget the rules if the rules was devised by fools. Most rappers is puppets that can't be avoided. Being used for their stupidity, then getting exploited by a man with a different color skin. But homie, we grown men, so that's why I blame us and them. Me and you, we're David. The industry's Goliath. I'm here to fight it. And all that trash, I don't buy it. When I was lost, I used to look up to these cats. Now I pray for these cats. How you love that? A young, dumb, desperate, money-hungry rapper. First a label sees him, then they go in for the capture. Precisely what they're after. Another pawn. Talking about the people you kill. Pop, 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 pop. Hold on. They also like it when you talk about your drugs. How much you sell them for? 18.5? Oh, that's what's up. I'm trying not to point, but I hope you get the point. These cats ain't running the game right. I'ma get the point. Fight him, battle him. The media stay instigating. To us it's real beef, to them it's instant ratings. Then when somebody gets shot, it's such a problem. That same media is now saying we should stop the violence. Ancestors of ours are screaming from the grave, cause physically we free, but we still some mental slaves. Ancestors of ours are screaming from the grave, cause physically we free, but we still some mental slaves. So what y'all think?